One cooks,
One looks.
One cooks and the other one looks. One cooks, one looks. One cooks and the other one looks.
Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of One Cooks and One Looks. I am the One Looks, which is Olly Zonda, and I am with.
I'm the One Cooks, and I'm Tanya Magora.
But I want to ask you why we decided to do this. You go first.
Oh, okay. We decided to do this in terms of getting to know each other better in the workspace, because I don't really understand Olly's workspace, and she doesn't really understand mine.
I don't think it's just like not understanding. I think we now get to experience each other like in our zone for the first time, where I'm basically just yappering, and then you are able to
Cooking pie.
We're very excited to start this off. I think this is something that felt like a spur of the moment, but it's actually been brewing for a very long time. I mean, we've been speaking about having a show between us since we were in varsity. This will be like fun, just in the sense that you guys get to know a little bit more about us, and then while we teach you how to cook. Like, who doesn't want to know how to make gourmet meals? Come on.
At home.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
yourself.
Exactly.
Or for your boo. Or for your family.
Okay. One more.
Or for the homeless.
We are gonna cook what tonight?
We are having a red wine braised beef with garlic mashed potato topped off with fried shallots.
Did you hear the bougie dripping from that sentence? To add to that, she named it. What did you name it?
So this meal has a concept based on the whole Valentine's Day theme. It's called the Realisation.
Why is it called the Realisation?
Well, I named it that because, I wanted to stop romanticizing what could have been and start accepting and appreciating what is. Because I was reminiscing on what could have been. I came to a realization that this could be a really good opportunity for me to find myself, because I get so immersed in relationships. I become one with my significant other. I lose who is Tanya, what does Tanya like to do? What does she not like? What does she like to eat? Well, I'm a pleaser in a relationship, I'm my man. Olly knows.
Now it's like a point of becoming you,
Yes.
Figuring yourself out, which we hope that you guys can relate to. Because I think in some way we're both kind of on that journey, or at least at some point have been on the same journey at the same time. So watch us be vulnerable and cook a very good meal. So I see we have slabs of meat before us. What kind are they, and what are we doing with them?
So we have short rib, a very tough piece of meat. And the reason why I chose short rib is because I think there's some symbolic references to it,
Okay now. What are you referencing by using tough meat?
It's very philosophical. Short rib is a really tough piece of meat. It takes time to tenderize, and I think that's the same with relationships. So you think that if you put enough time, if you put enough effort, if you put enough patience, they'll soften and they'll grow and they'll But sometimes it doesn't work out like that.
Do you want to tell us, is that reference to a tough situation?
It's reference to a painful situation. Right now I'm going to cut the meat. It's reference to a very painful situation.
What happened?
I was in this situationship.
Hey, situationships.
With this guy. And we had a great time. He's a lovely guy. Can't hate him at all. And I think that's what makes everything worse, is because he's such a nice guy. I can't even hate on him. I can't even be mad because...
Can't you though? Okay, I'm stopping. But yes, tell us about this nice guy.
We're in a situationship for about 6 months. I was just hoping that with enough time and patience that it was going to become something serious, but it didn't. When a guy tells you something,
believe him. When he says, listen, I'm not ready for a relationship, please clock here that he's hinting at something serious.
Don't do this thing of, I'm going to change him. Ooh. You're not going to change him.
Unfortunately not.
More time that we spent together, more that he didn't want to be in a relationship, because we're doing such relationship things. In my head I was thinking, why can't we just progress things? We're already doing the relationship thing. What's stopping you from making things official?
So do you think it's worse that you guys actually started in terms of like a situationship, and that's why it continued to head in the direction that it did?
Absolutely. It's also really lacking in the relationship is intentionality. mainly on his part. Try to do the whole cool girl act like, yeah, I'm cool with situationships. I was not cool with situationships.
So what do you think you would have liked to have done now looking back?
You know that I want one thing, he wants another thing. So
Not to get involved.
yeah, just don't do it.
Tell us about the emotions that you were feeling. Like, what was tough about it?
It was tough because I actually saw a future with him. Don't know if you saw a future with me. Tough. Like the meat. To some degree, I introduced him to my family, mainly my siblings. It seemed like he was also on the same wavelength. But when we started talking about Valentine's Day and what we're gonna do together, he was now like, oh, that sounds too serious. How is that too serious when we've been sleeping together?
As with everything, we have to move along. So now what do we do with our tough meat?
So the tough meat has been cut into chunks in now season. First of all, extra virgin olive oil. As a chef, I like the finer things. Extra virgin olive oil.
Speaking of finer things in life, do you think we're heading in that direction now of the guys that we're entertaining is going to be the finer things in life?
Absolutely. I think I realized that I need someone who has more personality with me, someone who's actually looking for the same things as me, someone who I don't have to change to suit what I'm looking for.
Bob the Builder.
Yes, yes.
We don't want any of
the
that.
man.
Now what are we doing?
Seasoning the meat. So
Okay.
we'll start with some salt. We got oregano, paprika, flavor max from Consomme Woolies. Shout out. And pour salt. That's it.
Pour the oil or black pepper.
Yes.
What's next?
It's rosemary. I eyeball it, to be honest. Rosemary is a very powerful herb.
Guys, Tanya loves spice. Not even just in her meals, in her actual life. You like spicy things. It's okay. It's your thing.
It is my thing. Flavorful like my love life.
Oh.
Like our love life.
Oh, not you roping me in there.
Yeah, we're together.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah. So the next part, we got flavor max, 3 teaspoons. Maybe a little bit more. And this is going to cook for a while. You need to make sure that your meat is seasoned, marinated, flavorful. Oregano, 2 teaspoons.
Okay.
Salt. The spices we're putting are already salty, so you don't need to put too much salt. That was like 6
I can feel my cholesterol
and
going
like
out.
6 shakes. And paprika. It's important. It doesn't really have flavor because it's dried red pepper. It's not spicy. So whoever told you guys it's spicy,
They're lying to you. Do you know what's crazy though? I actually warned her. I said, listen, if he's not showing like real intention by the time you hit 3rd, 4th month, I feel like you should just let it go. What do you guys think? Like, should you leave or not?
I should have listened to her.
Yep.
Yeah. Back to the meat. I was hoping that with more time it would tenderize. It makes the meat with your hands, please. Get in there with the meat. Don't be like him and don't get in there. Massage the meat, marinate it, put in the fridge, preferably overnight. 6 hours is fine.
Okay, guys, don't judge us too hard. But our phones died, so now we've switched over to voiceover. Tanya, what are we doing now?
So right now we're just cutting off the head of the garlic, and then we're gonna transfer it into a oven-safe dish. Put on some olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then we're gonna cover it in foil. Not only is the relationship making me cry, so is the food. Nothing is going in my favor. So now we're gonna seal off the meat. We're gonna add in some butter and then some olive oil. I add both because olive oil helps the butter to not burn. And as we're waiting for the butter to melt, I'm gonna tell you how this ties into the whole Valentine's Day theme. Searing matters, and it's just like the foundation of a stew. And it's like also building the foundation of a relationship, because depth doesn't come from rushing, it comes from time and it comes from heat. And I realized that I was trying to skip steps, so don't skip the searing process. So now that the butter is melted, we're now going to add in some browning. Browning is a concentrated liquid that is made from sugar and water, and is mainly used to add color and also add like a slightly roasted flavor to food, mainly stews and soups. So yeah, very important step. Then we're going to add in the meat and we're going to let it sear off. Don't touch the meat. Let it sear off. The meat will tell you when it's ready to be flipped. It's going to lift off the bottom of the pan and then turn it from there. So after the meat has seared off, don't wash your pot, okay? Because those little brown bits that you think is burnt bits, it's not, it's flavor. So we're gonna fry the onion in there, and we're gonna wait for it to just get a little bit of color, get a little bit soft, and almost let it become almost translucent. So time for the veggies. So right now I'm just searing off carrot and celery. I want the carrot and celery to just soften up a bit.
It's time for my favorite part. This is what they mean actually when they say wine and dine. Tanya, tell them.
So right now we're adding the wine into the seared onions, and the reason why we add wine is because it just adds another complex, balanced flavor into the stew, you know. So we're gonna add about half a cup, and we're gonna let that reduce to about half. And letting it reduce means that we're just letting the alcohol cook off, and we're just letting, you know, the wine become thicker. And now we're adding in some canned tomato, and this is just to thicken the stew. It's been about an hour and a half, and the stew is still braised.
Now you can see me trying but failing to squeeze the garlic. Tanya had to come and save the day. Now we're preparing for the mashed potato. Tanya, what makes your mashed potato better than anybody else's?
Well, first of all, I like my mash super smooth, so I usually use an immersion blender to make my mashed potato. And I also make a separate cream that's flavored with rosemary, roasted garlic, salt, butter, you know, before you add it into the mashed potato, and just let the milk and the cream just get infused by all that flavor.
Can't lie, it's absolutely delicious. Now, I didn't really quite get why we had to have two kinds of onions, but apparently shallots are not onions.
Shallots just have like a slightly less intense flavor, so that's why I like using shallots. And we're making crispy shallots just for texture on top of the mash. And the symbolic reference to this is that, you know, this is the part that I was missing, the part that nobody ever pays attention to. You know, shallots are small, they're light, they're almost, you know, insignificant, but without them the dish feels one-dimensional. Everything is smooth, everything is creamy, there's no crunch, you know, there's no excitement. And in relationships, sometimes it's not the big things that are wrong, it's the small details, you know, the efforts, the thoughtfulness, the intention. And I had the depth, I had the softness, but I was missing the crunch. So now I'm going to add in some flour, about 2 teaspoons, and this is just going to help to crispen the shallots a little bit more. Waiting. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to add in the shallots, the flour, just more shallots in the flour. And then mix that all up. Make sure that everything is fully coated evenly. And something tried to get away from me, like my love life. Long. Anyways, mix. Make sure everything is coated evenly. And then I'm just going to get a sieve, and I'm going to dust off the excess flour from the shallots. Now I'm going to deep fry the shallots in some neutral oil. I used canola oil for this. And make sure the heat is about a medium high, because we want it to not burn first of all. And this is going to take about 5 to 8 minutes. I'm just chopping up some chives for garnish and color. So now we sort of plating the mash, and then we add on that red wine braised short rib. Then you add on the crispy shallots, and then just for some color we add some chives. And now look at that, you know, this is what happens when you stop forcing things. They soften in the right environment. And this Valentine's Day isn't about who didn't choose me, it's about what I chose. I chose depth, I chose patience, and I chose intention. And if the next person can't bring the crunch, I'll just add it myself.
Yeah! Okay guys, it's time for us now to say our goodbyes, because we need to tuck into this meal. Please try out the recipe and let us know how it goes in the comment section down below. But from us, 1 looks,
1 cooks,
it's kisses.
mwah.